All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Monday, May 5th, and it is the return of Vulcan. But first, let's have our clue of the day. Okay, I think an easy one to start the week. Stories of Dawson, for example, absorbing one, 4 letters. Stories of Dawson, for example, absorbing one. All right, let's see what Vulcan has for us. Old Albert has to pay attention to tea at home. Well, I'm not sure which end is the definition. Old Albert? Is there a famous Old Albert? Pay attention to must be part of the wordplay. At home could be in. Tea could be cha. Is it something chain? Oh, I have a vague memory in the back of my mind that old Albert has something to do with a watch chain. If you pay attention to something. Um, yeah, let me pause and look up an old Albert watch chain. Well, apparently there is an Albert watch chain named after Prince Albert. And I think the old is just telling us this is something from olden days. Anyway, glad to get that one really from the wordplay. Takes a partner a day in brief. Well, I'm thinking the W might be wife, which would be one partner. A day, AD. And then what's the definition? Takes are in brief. I don't see that. Oh, all right. Hardy woman. And then I see the word tresses. Immediately think of Tess, regularly combed out. Yeah, we take the regular letters of tresses and we get Tess. Strip, but not for running. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Very clever, I'm sure. In hard currency area, one may be laughing. All right, well, we have an H, which can be hard, I think from pencils. Currency, yeah, could be the yen. Area can be abbreviated to A. And one who may be laughing could be an hyena, a hyena. Douglas is here. We've had the Isle of Man a few times recently. So implicitly not his wife because it's the Isle of Man. All right, let's do another few downs. Kick out, keyboard player, one expecting perfection. Something pianist, keyboard player, one expecting perfection. That seems like the definition. No. A very long way, suffering in grisly heat. Well, suffering seems like an anagram indicator. So does grizzly. Yeah, I don't see that one. All right, let's go back to the crosses. Dangerous animal nonsense. Well, the first word that comes to mind is bull for nonsense, which could be considered a dangerous animal, but then someone might say, no, it's not. As a kick out. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a word for kick out. Beginning UN or usurp. No, on our very long way now, beginning with L. No, unruly, following drunk in court. Well, court, we have to be aware, could be a criminal court, but it could also be a tennis court. Unruly following. Drunk is another well-known anagrind, but might simply be a word for drunk. Like I'm thinking a word for drunk followed by a word for unruly, and it's going to together give us something for court. Oh, which could be the verb to court, to woo. No, I don't see it. Going for this number is cheap. Oh, there is a phrase like going for a Burton, going for something is cheap. No, perhaps Houdini's key defender. Oh, I'm thinking perhaps Houdini would define an escapologist. Oops, let's go back and do that. The key defender, there's, of course, there's an escape key on the keyboard. Oh no, yes, so it's shortened to ESC, of course, and a defender would be an apologist. I like that one. Usual memo for altering impressive tomb. All right, for altering suggests an anagram of usual memo, and I think we're going to get a mausoleum. French maid's trimmed hat. I don't know what that is going to be. French maid may not be the servant. It could just be a mademoiselle, trimmed, shortened, and then maybe that's a hat of some kind. Now, one rising and beginning to break into dance. The beginning to break, I think, is going to be a B. How do we put the B inside a four-letter dance and we get one rising? Or is it one rising followed by B and that's the dance? No. For example, Edward likely to plead guilty. No. Band having plenty of coal. Exactly. I'm just wondering if plenty of coal might be mine. Something mine or seam, a seam of coal. Is it going to be a word that means exactly, or maybe it's going to be the name of a band? 8-4. No. Up and about shortly for wine. I think it's going to be a wine. 4 letters, we've had asti before, but up and about shortly. No. Without moving, fills drawer with money. Well, I'm immediately thinking of a till would be a drawer. So something like stand still, fills drawer with money. Let me put in stand still, or maybe still something, still bound. But I think, you know, if you're at a standstill, fills drawer. Yeah, I think could fills be stands, and then drawer with money is the definition of a till. Fills stands. I'll leave it in, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. The capital of Italy, well, if it was a quick crossword, we'd write Rome in. The capital of Italy. Well, the letter I, of course, is the capital letter. No. Demonstrate against worker, perhaps one typically with strong work ethic. I think it's going to mean one typically with a strong work ethic. Oh, yes. Well, of course, there is the well-known Protestant work ethic. If you demonstrate against, you protest. And the worker is our good old friend, the ant. All right, let's go back to the Downs instruments and twice as many singers. Twice as many suggests double, and the singers might be basses, which then would be, the instrument, double basses. Start a new life as a man. That's great. Could it be an anagram of life as a man? And that it's an anagram, a new version of life as a man? It is 10 letters. And then it would mean start, which could be begin, or it could be getting a start, a shock. I don't see anything there. It'd be great to get that one, but no, I don't see it. One silently expectant that gives dinner a bit of a lift. What is this? Oh, yeah. So if you're silent, you might be dumb. If you're expectant, you're waiting. You're a waiter. And a dumb waiter is a little lift that might bring your dinner up from the kitchen. I like that. Come across blokes heading off to the bar. Oh, well, come across would be encounter. Blokes are men, but with their heading off, losing the first M. And then the bar could be the counter. Gold coin, train to clip top and bottom. Oh, it is, I think, going to be, I thought of a coin which makes me think standstill is wrong. I'm happy about that because I'm thinking of a ducat. I think that's an old, like a doubloon or an old gold coin. And train is educate without its top and bottom. Yes, I think this must be stock still. Not a phrase I use, but I do remember hearing it years ago, stock still, and stocks, yeah, definitely makes more sense for fills. Yeah, I like that. Oh, another Italian cities, irrational appeal. Well, pi is a well-known irrational number, and appeal might be sex appeal, abbreviated to SA. All right, tree dweller, just too long for narrow opening. Well, narrow opening must be a slit, but how do we get tree dweller just too long? I don't get that at all. Yeah, maybe we have to start with slit and then change it to a... Oh, in fact, yeah, I think we start with a tree dweller, could be a sloth, SLOTH, and our sloth, I think I should say. And you shorten that to get a slot, not a slit. I imagine that will trip up a few people today. All right, the capital of Italy now. Oh, of course, it's the currency capital, the lira. Although, don't they use the euro now? Uh, that was our wine. Maybe it is Asti, up and about. Let me put in Asti and see if I can make sense of it. No. Let me look at my 13 down. Let's try the anagram helper. I really do like it. The idea of it being life as a man. Start. What would it begin with? AM, IM, EM. No, I just don't like the anagram fodder. Yeah, that was wishful thinking, I think. What would be start a new life or start? No. Oh, there's my B, I think, the beginning to break. That goes into a dance and means one rising. What rises? Dough, the sun, a revolutionary. Ah, yes, a rebel inside a reel. All right. All right, so it's not an anagram of new life as a, or yeah, life as a man. No, not seeing anything. Oh, how about my strip, but not for running? Yeah, I'm not thinking of a good word for the four-letter word beginning with H. Have, hike. And then the second word is going to be double O-L. Oh, W-L. Ooh, something Scotland. No. Here's my, for example, Edward. Oh, Edward the Confessor, yes. So it's just a sort of double cryptic definition, no wordplay involved. Here's my either a very long way. Oh, a light years would be a very long way. And it's an anagram of grisly heat. That's so suffering was an anagram indicator. All right, going for this number is cheap. Is there a English phrase, slang, going for a gong? Or bung? Bung, I think, can represent money somehow. Oh, there's also a bun or something. So much British slang I don't know. No, let me jump. I'm jumping around today. French maid's trimmed hat. I was wondering if the hat could be a bowler and you drop the R. Is that a word? Bowl, B-O-W-L-E? I think maybe it's a French girl's name. Bet. What other hat begins with B? Let me pause and ponder. No, I don't spot it, but I do see my typo that I'm sure you're all shouting about. Oh my goodness. Here's our band having plenty of coal. Exactly. Yeah, let me pause and think about that last word. I got it by thinking of the word dead as in exact, dead on, and then I'm not very familiar with this band. I think they never really gained much popularity in certainly in Ireland. I only ever knew one person who was a fan of the Grateful Dead. Anyway, a full grate could be plenty of coal. All right, I like that. Okay, so that G surely start a new life as a man. Now, I'm not sure about the Asti. What word is going to fit that? Again, let me pause and think about the first letter. A vowel or S, I'm thinking. Well, this is embarrassing. I couldn't think of any word that would fit that pattern. I ended up going to wordplays.com. They said nothing matched it. And then I realized, oh, I made a complete bonehead move here. I said lira, and oh, shouldn't it be euro? Well, it is euro. Oh dear. And this is just a cryptic definition. If you are a man who starts a new life, then you are impregnating. So it's impregnate. My goodness. All right. The bottom half is nearly done if I can just get my strip, but not for running. Is it something like not for running paint or running some other kind of runs? What is that second word? Strip. Yeah, we're supposed to think of athletic wear, but I think it might be strip as in taking off clothes or a strip of land, some other strip of something. Don't see it. French maids trimmed. What other kind of hat? Beret. Yeah, I don't think it can be that BOWLE. Oh yeah, let me take a look at my kick out keyboard player. Oh, the pianist does fit, but what would go before pianist to make? Oh, a utopianist. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that is one expecting utopia. And kick out is telling us to anagram out. That's very good. Oh, and of course, the phrase is going for a song. Was there a television program back in the 70s, probably called Going for a Song, that was like an early version of Antiques Roadshow? Vaguely remember that. All right, a bonnet, of course, I think is going to be trimmed. Well, bon is good in French. Is that the right answer? There again, I may be just completely missing the mark, missing the obvious. Anyway, I'll leave it in for now. That was my takes a partner a day in brief. Yeah, can't think of any word that might mean brief. Oh, brief could be underwear, of course, but or a legal brief. Oh, Now I get it. You have to break this one in the right place. Takes a partner. Well, maybe you wed, so weds, which is a day in brief, Wednesday for short. All right. Unruly, following drunk in court. There is a word like desabile. Or no, how about disheveled? No. Dishevels. Following drunk. Oh, maybe a word for following is drunk or anagrammed, and that goes inside court. No, I think I'm going to have better luck with my strip. Okay, I'm going to give this a few minutes thought, and then I may end up having to use word plays again. Oh my goodness, I did have to use word plays in the end. Yeah, I think hard shoulder, strip of road at the side, not for running, not for driving on, if your car is running, I suppose. Tricky definition. All right, our unruly now. Yeah, is it going to end in ly? Following drunk in court. What's going to go between the R and the E? IE, REE. Oh, no, it might be, yeah, a consonant and be something ly, not dastardly, desertedly. Let me pause and think about some possibilities, particularly about the court part. I know, of course, not EDER, and unruly. It's another cryptic definition, really, because you might be in court for being drunk and disorderly. So yeah, funny sort of clues today, I felt. Maybe I just wasn't fully awake yet or just not on the right wavelength. Anyway, let me go ahead and check all. Looks like everything is still there. Did we have a theme or a pangram? I don't think so. All right, let's take a quick peek at 15 Squared and see what they're saying. All right, the blog is by Peter O. Felt this was a little lackluster for Vulcan. Some good clues, but not the best crop. And double definitions. Still some amusement to be had. All right. I just wrote down 2. Yeah, bon, I should look that up, but I presume that is maybe a word for a French maid, new one on me. And yes, I wrote down 25 when I thought it was standstill, but stock still, I understood. And then I think I followed all of those. I thought utopianist was clever. Few I didn't get. Didn't think much of the clue for hard shoulder. Yeah, that's one I would, single out as not very satisfying, but some amusing. Oh yeah, here's this word jorum that comes up. Someone will explain it, I'm sure. Anyway, it's a word that came up before that most people hadn't heard of before, I believe. All right. But a lot of people are standing up for Vulcan and saying it wasn't lackluster. All right. Well, I got there, and I suppose the time wasn't too terrible. Anyway, thanks as always for watching, and have a great day.